You probably don't think much about those signal bars at the top of your phone. They just appear, disappear, and shift as you move through your day. But behind that simple icon is a constant, invisible process happening every second your device is turned on. Your phone is actively searching, identifying, and interacting with a network that is always watching for it too. It's a system that works so quickly and silently that you rarely notice it, yet it's responsible for every call, message, and connection you make. So the real question is, how does your phone provider actually find your phone and keep it connected at all times, even as you move from place to place without thinking about it? Let's find out, right here, on History of Simple Things. When you turn your phone on, it does not immediately announce itself to the network. First, it quietly scans the air for radio signals coming from nearby cell towers. These towers constantly broadcast identification information, including the carrier's network code, timing signals, and supported technologies like 4G or 5G. Your phone compares these signals and looks for the strongest and most reliable option that matches your provider. Once it finds a suitable tower, it begins the registration process. This is why a phone sometimes takes a few seconds before signal bars appear after startup or airplane mode. During this stage, your device is essentially trying to figure out where it is and which network it is allowed to join. The SIM card inside your phone plays a major role in this process. It contains a unique subscriber identity called an IMSI, which tells the network who you are and what services you are allowed to use. Your phone itself also has a separate identifier called an IMEI, which identifies the hardware. Once the tower receives your request, the provider checks these identifiers against its databases to confirm that the device and SIM are valid. If everything matches, the network grants access and assigns temporary identifiers so your permanent information is not constantly exposed over the air. This entire authentication process usually happens in seconds, but it involves encrypted exchanges between your phone, nearby towers, and the carrier's core network systems. A common assumption is that phones always connect to the closest tower, but that is not necessarily true. Your phone actually chooses towers based on signal quality, congestion, compatibility, and network instructions. A farther tower with a cleaner signal may perform better than a nearby overloaded one. Terrain, walls, weather, and even the direction of tower antennas can affect the connection. Towers are often divided into sectors that focus signals in specific directions, meaning standing directly beneath a tower does not always guarantee the strongest signal. Your phone constantly measures these conditions and updates its decision in real time. That is why signal strength can suddenly change even when you barely move. Once connected, your phone and the tower establish two-way communication channels. One channel handles control messages, while another carries voice calls, texts, or internet data. These signals travel through radio frequencies allocated to cellular networks, usually ranging from hundreds of megahertz to several gigahertz depending on the technology being used. The tower then sends your traffic into the carrier's wider network through fiber optic cables or microwave links connected to switching centers and internet infrastructure. In simple terms, the tower acts like a relay station between your phone and the rest of the world. Every video stream, message, or phone call passes through this chain within fractions of a second. One of the most impressive parts of the system is how your connection survives while moving. As you walk or drive, your phone continuously monitors nearby towers while staying connected to the current one. If another tower provides a better signal, the network performs what is called a handoff or handover. This transfer happens so quickly that most people never notice it, even during a phone call on the highway. The network also keeps track of the general area your phone is currently in through location or tracking areas. That information allows incoming calls and texts to find your device quickly without searching every tower in the country. In many ways, your phone is constantly updating the network about its approximate location just to remain reachable. Because phones are always identifying themselves to networks, cellular systems also create privacy concerns. Providers can estimate your location using tower connections, signal timing, and movement between cells. Specialized devices called IMSI catchers can even imitate legitimate towers and trick nearby phones into connecting to them under certain conditions. Modern networks have improved encryption and authentication to reduce these risks, especially with newer technologies like LTE and 5G. But the basic idea remains the same. Your phone is designed to seek out and maintain contact with cellular infrastructure at all times. What seems like a simple connection icon is actually the result of a constantly running system that never truly stops working. Your phone is not passively connected. It is actively searching, verifying, switching, and updating its position within a vast network of towers and servers. Every message, call, and notification depends on this continuous interaction happening in the background. Once you understand this process, your phone becomes less of a static device in your hand and more like a moving participant in a much larger system that keeps the modern world connected in real time. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.